Welcome back to another Conductor Sunday live stream. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We have our final thoughts of Festival of Holidays, where me and George tackled the day one chaos with rain and all sorts of stuff. Then we're going to talk a little bit about a video that David from Fresh Baked, from his sister channel, Fresh Baked Presents, put out a video talking everything about the Avengers Campus expansion, Avatar, the Eastern Gateway. We're going to get initial reactions from that. And we're going to talk about some other breaking news that our guest brought to my attention. So without further ado, we're going to bring him on now, the one and only, and I mean the only, Spicy Italiano, George from Hollow Gelato. George, welcome to Conductor Sunday live stream. I am so happy you are here today. Again, it's a beautiful Sunday, lots to talk about. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Absolutely. And again, Conductor, thank you so much for including me in your live. Love doing these things, whether it's on your channel or my channel. It's always a good time hanging with you. But in any case, if anyone wants to follow me on social media, you can do so on my YouTube channel alongside with Abby, Hollow Gelato, where we cover not just the theme parks, but we cover all things of entertainment and just day-to-day life. And we do out of theater reviews and all that good jazz. And also you can follow us on Instagram under Hollow Gelato.
Absolutely. And like I said, day one, I'm not even kidding, day one of Festival of Holidays 2025. This was nuts, because think about it. Never rains in California.
Nope.
The one day we decide to, do this, day one, grand opening day of Festival of Holidays, and we're already bitter as it is because it's cold, it's wet. We only have 6 booths compared to 12. So it was
and they ran out of the Dole mac and cheese.
How's that happen? That's what I want to know.
It was only, what, an hour in?
Yeah, an hour in. Insanity. But we're going to play George's video from his channel, so I urge you to go check out Hollow Gelato. He's put out a lot of amazing content throughout his channel's life, which hasn't been that long. So I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen, but Hollow Gelato is now at 25,000 subscribers. So I want to give a big shout out to George and Hollow Gelato and his wife, Abby, for doing all the amazing content. Absolute amazing job by far.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I do have to say something quickly about that. With the 25K, Abby and I are going to do a live. We will be doing it in our hotel room. But we got some unboxing that we're going to incorporate in that live. So definitely when we put up the live, check your notifications, because that's going to be a good one. And we possibly may have a giveaway to do on that live as well. So you definitely want to check that out. And one more thing, Conductor, before you get into it, I have to say, where you paused this video, if everyone could take a look at my face, it looks like I just squatted and relieved myself, and it's just like that feel good moment. It's like that scene from Up, when Russell has to go to the bathroom and he asks Mr. Fredrickson, "Do you dig before or after?" And he goes, "It's before."
Oh my gosh. And folks, I just want to be very clear on this. I just put the video on the screen. I clicked not even 10 seconds. I didn't even plan this out. It just happened. It's like lightning in the bottle magic.
And yeah, literally. Yeah. Cause I was on here, he just set it all up and he just hit pause. And sure enough, that was the look on my face.
Oh my gosh. George, before we get started though, I want to just acknowledge the audience real quick, since we have a lot of people. We have 31 people already watching. Big shout out to David, always a loyal fan of Theme Park Conductor and Hollow Gelato and so many others. So shout out to David. We got Haunted Mermaid 13 in the house. We got Giant Peter's Adventure in the house. Who else we got in here? We got the one and only Madame Lazelle. Absolute. It's a lot of fun with her in the parks. I have to tell you, it's
Yeah, yeah, it is. Like
fun.
it's always a good time with Mademoiselle.
Oh, absolutely. We got Ryan in the house. Who else we got in here? Oh, there we go. We got some Remy D action. I
Remy
love
D.
it. I love it. And then we got some Lucas Kim. Always good to see Lucas. And that's about it for right now. But I'm sure more people are going to join. But God, what a photo moment of this. I don't think I'm going to get over this for quite some time. It's just funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone, like, if you guys wanna take, like, a picture of it and, like, you just create your own meme, like, I wanna be a meme. Like,
Go ahead.
just make a meme.
So I'm going to give everyone about 10 seconds before I start the video. If you want to take a picture of the screenshot or whatever you want to do, I find it funny as hell. Oh my gosh. But we're going to play this video right now, and George is going to take us through day one of Festival of Holidays.
More than wet shoes and socks, especially at a theme park, because we don't really know how long the rain's going to last throughout the day. But we're here for the holidays, so let's get to it, shall we? Christmas is in the air, folks. They got the tree up, got the wreaths up. Even though we're in Southern California, we're still getting the holiday feels. And instead of snow, we get rain. But you know what? We're not going to let that spoil our fun, because we're going to try a bunch of food, snacks, drinks, and all that good jazz for the kickoff of the Festival of the Holidays. All right, so we got our sip and savor pass.
So I just want to state this real quick, because everything, and we've talked about it before, everything is going so digital in the theme parks. I'm so glad for the festivals that happen. There's 3 different festivals that happen at DCA. Festival of Holidays, which we're watching right now. Then they have Lunar New Year and Food and Wine. I'm so glad they still make little booklets of locations, the map of all the booths and food areas you can enjoy the festival foods. I'm so glad Disney has not made this digital yet, and hopefully they never do.
I agree, but I do have one little contingency with that as far as the lanyards.
Sure.
We've noticed that because of now, of course, it was raining, so you know it's out of the control. But we've noticed that the lanyards of the pass are not full plastic anymore, because the corners started wilting, and you could see that under it is paper. So I really wish Disney would go back to just the full on plastic. But we know, like, you know, of budgeting and cost cutting, you know, they're not going to do that. But it would be nice if they just kept it full plastic.
Oh, by far. And again, it, you know, I get they want to, you know, budget things, but I couldn't agree more. You know, and you know, lightning in a bottle type situation never rains in California. You know, and like I said, the fact that it rained on day one and then days after, it kind of we still made the best of it.
We
But
did.
it's just Southern California, it's like we never get rain. So I just cracked me up.
Yeah, but it was just like, yeah, the first weekend, it's like the heavens open, but rather it be sunshine, it's rain clouds.
Exactly.
Looks appetizing, so we'll have to see what this is like. I'm waiting on Abby to come and get the cookies and cream cold brew, and then we'll try both together. And then we got the one and only Mr. Theme Park Conductor joining us today. Who's that guy?
I don't know. Some weirdo. Some food at Festival Holidays, the best of both worlds, right?
There you go. And I see you got the same thing, the beef brisket slider.
I did. I cannot. So I want to ask you the beef brisket slider, because I found this very, very, very interesting. The slider was good. The pretzel bun was not stale.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that in my video. It was not stale. But the weirdest thing out of the whole situation was it almost tasted like they put marinara sauce on the slider.
Yeah, I don't know like what kind of sauce that they used. I don't know if it had to be like some sort of mixed concoction.
Yeah.
Because it had like for me, it almost was like banana ketchup in a way because
Yeah.
it had like the texture of like a smooth marinara, but it had like a sweet tangy taste to it. So I don't know, maybe it was banana ketchup.
It certainly tasted like it. It was
Oh,
really weird.
can you go can you go
Oh,
back to the uh, um
a little bit
where
forward.
it shows the cup?
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let me play this real quick so you guys can see it, and then I'll get George's reaction.
Yep. It
Abby
does look good, I
says
have
it
to
was
say.
ketchup
Yeah.
and barbecue sauce.
Ketchup and barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my apologies, folks. I actually messed up. This is not a cold brew. This is the cookies and cream hazelnut hot cocoa. And honestly, on a chilly, rainy day, actually does definitely call for a hot cocoa.
So go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing with this. Now, I have to say, the cookies and cream hazelnut hot cocoa was phenomenal. It was 5 out of 5 for me. The problem is the lack of presentation of how they showcase this thing. It's like in this big cup and it has like whipped cream on top with like it's all like decked out, it's all festive. And then they give us this little half pint of a cup with a lid that you like something that you would get at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And honestly, you probably could get better presentation at Starbucks. And it's like I don't like I want like a Guinness of that stuff. Like of what we pay for that sip and savor pass and they give us this little cricket. It's like
Oh, it was despicable. You know, the presentation on that was like generic. It wasn't all like Abby said, perfect comment, a kid's cup.
it literally has a kid's cup.
It was just missing the sippy lid. You know how the little spout is like put on the lid? It's just missing that. But it is a kid's cup. You know, if you didn't have the sip and savory pass, I forgot how much that thing was, but it was like what, $5 or $6 for that.
Abby, if you remember what it was, because I think we used the sip and savor with it. I think it was under 7, I believe, but it was still pretty high. But that's the kind of cup that they give you when you ask for like a free cup of water.
So basically they're teasing you and they're like, oh, here's a taste, but one sip and you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
I'm just so used to getting cold brews because in California, you don't really need a hot beverage. But today, I think we do.
The slider itself.
So we're starting off with the beef brisket slider.
I give it
As I said, it's on a pretzel bun.
8 out of 5.
It has like some sort of like sauce on it. So here we go. Okay. Okay, I do this to myself. I do the okay. I don't know what it is. Every time you pause it, you like pick the best. I look like I just burnt my tongue.
Dude, I'm not doing this on purpose either.
I know it's just the timing. But I have to say, I do this to myself every time that we do a food review. I take like the biggest bite that I think a person would ever take, and then I'm expected to like talk at the same time because by the time that I like chew it and get it down, it's like people are just sitting there watching me eat. So maybe I should just make a mukbang, but like I just like have to try to like cover my mouth because it's like I still got food in my mouth. But I always do that to myself. So Abby said, okay, so it was $7 for the hot cocoa. Wow, that for that little thing, dang.
And the amount of whipped cream they probably put in that probably diluted even more.
That's why every time, like, if someone asks me if I want whipped cream, I say no because it ends up covering like 1/4 of the cup.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like when I have gone to Starbucks and they had the refreshers, like usually during late spring and all through the summer, I usually ask no ice because the ice they put in there dilutes the drink so bad. Like if you don't sip it quick enough, it dilutes it so quick.
Absolutely. And Peter, if you're still in the chat, take your screenshot because there you go. There's another meme for you. I just get a couple of memes.
God.
but really good in flavor.
You know, this is actually the first time I'm actually watching this. Like, I mean, I watched it through like the editing process and everything, but this is like the first time I'm actually watching it like together.
Oh, maybe we should do more of these because seeing your reaction to your video live is actually more funnier than sitting right next to you watching it in person.
If you wanna do that, that's perfectly fine because I'm like Johnny Depp. It's like I love the process, but then like once it's on screen, it's like okay, I'm done. But yeah, like if you like bring up some of my videos and have a reaction to me watching it, that'd be funny.
Oh my God. Oh no, it was classic. It was totally classic. And then, you know, Abby's doing her review, and then you do my review because you added it on the channel. And one of the funniest things was, what was the mere fact that there was no meat left.
No, there was
I was eating bread.
Literally, yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Usually I don't like a lot of sauce, but a good amount of sauce.
Before I ask what your review is
Right.
on this, I just have to just showcase this to the audience that there is
Yeah,
literally
there's
nothing left in the bun.
No, I ate the whole thing because, like Abby said earlier, it is very messy, but it's very good. The pretzel bun is not stale. I love that. Knowing that a lot of times these booths, not all of them, but a lot of these booths kind of cook the food on an offsite location and then kind of wheel it in. It's very moist. The meat is very tender, not dried out. The grilled kind of sauteed onions I love because you know me, I love sauteed onions on my burgers.
I actually do too. I love sauteed onions.
So this works out perfect. Now it's an interesting twist because the sauce is like like marinara that you would have like with spaghetti. So even though it wasn't marinara and Abby clarified it, it still tasted like it. It was the weirdest texture I've ever had on something like that.
Yeah, it was, but I have to. Do you know what that reminds me of? Like there was like no meat on your bun.
Yeah,
It's the scene from the animated 101 Dalmatians when one of the pups pull the meat out of the bread from Horace, and he takes a bite, and there's like nothing in it. It's just bread.
Oh, it's priceless. Oh, it's price because I actually, you know, as we're filming our videos next to each other for our channels, I actually didn't know that George wanted to do a review of me on his channel. So I'm like, you know what? I did my review on my channel. Now I'm just gonna devour the thing. George did not tell me he was gonna do this.
Nope.
So I'm like caught off guard. So I'm eating literally the pretzel bun. So basically, I'm having a pretzel.
Yeah,
is what I'm eating.
And really quick, Haunted Mermaid 13 says, "Gotta take kitten bites next time." I absolutely agree, Haunted Mermaids, because like I take rhino bites.
Rhino bites. Oh my gosh. I was actually gonna say for me, I actually take zebra bites. Like I'll take a good chunk and then I'll take micro bites. But then again, when it's as messy as that, I eat the meat and then all that's left is bread. So I don't know how that works, but
you know that's kind of good in a way because sometimes you want to try just the meat and see how it tastes by itself. Because sometimes like a lot of the extra concoctions with it kind of like masks of like how the actual meat tastes. So
100%. So I'm gonna play this. This was 2 items, and actually, this Mickey-shaped gingerbread macaroon, I have to tell you right now, I even told George, I said, this thing is going to be totally too sweet. And I actually took a bite of it, and it was not sweet at all. I was actually culture shocked. Like,
oh yeah, you look at this and you think, oh my gosh, it screams like sugar, like just straight up sugar on a plate. But yeah, when you taste it, it's sweet, but it feels like it has like a natural sweet. Like it's not overpowering.
Absolutely. And then the item next to it, the garlic white rice was actually really good. The pork belly was awesome. Just the dobu sauce with that vinegar, I just kind of felt like there was a lot of vinegar. Like,
Mhm.
that's all I tasted was vinegar. I didn't really taste anything else but that. So I'm not
got this
too
cute
sure.
little what is this? A gingerbread macaron?
I love how you
Sticky
macaron.
topping macaron, but it kind of has like a gingerbread look, and of course it's Mickey shaped. Got to stay with the theme. And then we got the lassie, the melon, guava melon lassie.
Okay. I'm actually going to jump to a point, and George knows where I'm going with this because it was his photo moment. I got to do it. So let me jump forward here real quick because I'm never going to ever live this down ever again. It was, of course, it was his brainchild idea, and I just went with it.
Yes.
Yeah, like I had a choice. I was sitting there right next to you. Okay.
This is the notorious moment of the whole entire thing.
Oh God, is that it? Oh,
no, not yet.
okay. So I'm gonna just start it there. Madame Lizelle in the comments knows exactly where I'm going with this. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it called?
Okay, this is the guava melon lassie. Wait.
Your laugh is. Oh my God.
Okay. Guava melon lassie.
There you go.
Okay. So I'm going to try the guava melon lassie. And I'm actually scared because when Abby just tried it.
Imagine being able to build an app with your
Of course,
on
yeah, they love the
just by thinking about it.
anticipation.
Meet Base
Yeah,
44.
the pinnacle moment.
That freaks me out right there. So,
Now I have to ask you too. Are you a fan of the honeycomb cereal?
oh, I am.
Okay, perfect. Because after you drink, you're going to take one of those honeycombs too.
Okay, so just add a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. That right there, I might have to go back for.
Mm-hmm.
100% love.
Yeah. See, I really like it. Now the only reason why I dropped it was because of the honeycomb. That was the only reason. I think that would have made a nice little topping feature because I love honeycomb.
Yeah, with the little white on there.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? And still like the Nevada desert.
Yeah.
No, why not?
They probably got a outdated box from the food bank.
Oh, I 100% believe that. Or they probably got it donated by one of our many Costco's that do donations every single day on everyday food items. So that's probably what happened.
So if you guys go and get this drink and you don't like the honeycombs, you can thank Mr. Theme Park Conductor for the outdated box of cereal.
It probably came from a Costco.
There you go.
Lovely.
But yeah, in all seriousness though, I actually enjoyed that drink. That drink was really good.
So if it wasn't rainy out here in Southern California and it was like warm to maybe hot, that would be a perfect drink to refresh.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Perfect refresher drink. So 5 out of 5 for me.
All right.
Besides the honeycomb, I'm not counting that.
You're not going to count that?
No.
Okay. So if I didn't count the honeycomb, I would give it a 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is scaring me right here. Oh God! See, look! See? Okay, take your meme photo, everybody in the chat, right here, right there.
Okay, so I have to give clarification of what this is.
Here we go.
So, as you guys were watching Conductor doing the review of the drink, you can notice that there were 2 straws already in there. So, what happened was I already had my straw in there, and then he put his straw in to try it. So the 2 straws just stayed in there. So I thought I'd drink a little bit, and then I saw the second straw, and I'm just like looking at the second straw, and then I look up at him, and I'm like, my crazy mind, I'm thinking like, oh come on, this is content gold here, folks. I'm like, so I thought, you know what, I probably can get him to split drink with me, and
You're horrible.
Yeah.
You're horrible. Because now, okay, so we are just under 3 months until the Orlando trip, and I know he's going to try something. I can almost guarantee it at this point going forward. He's going to do something.
Abby sent you a little something.
She did. Abby, thank you so much for the super chat of $4.99. It says super chat for another 2 straws and 1 cup at Universal Wood Butterbeer. Oh God, here we go. I guess we're gonna have to do it on what is that annual Passover takeover night on December the 4th?
I guess so. We're spreading the holiday cheer.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm not wearing a Grinch sweater, so don't even think about asking me that one. Don't you dare. But thank you, Abby, for doing that. So, thanks to your husband that put me through that. That's a life moment right there.
Ed, you're welcome.
Well, I know. It's just, and everyone thinks it's hilarious. Now it has to be a cohesive thing between Hollow Gelato and now Theme Park Conductor. Now it has to. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Haunted Mermaid, like literally my laugh.
Oh, it's funny.
You could already see already. Yeah, if you hear my laugh, like I am up to no good. Literally.
Oh yeah, it's sinister. So when you think about Villains Land going into Magic Kingdom, George fits right into that. I kid you the frick not.
Oh God, don't.
Look.
This guy over here. So he wants to play this music called "This Is Love." No, not Lady Tramping the Bed. No.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
We're
God.
literally right
Oh,
outside
God.
of Pizza and
Oh,
Pasta.
God. You're horrible. You're horrible. I hate you both. I hate him.
So we're outside the pizza and pasta place, and George is trying to reference Lady in the Tram to me, in a way. It's just like, what in the hell are we doing here? But dude, George is right though. It's literally content gold. It's like
it is.
You
can't tell me that there's content creators out there that did what we just did. So,
well, at least on public.
That's like that's a lot of time.
Oh, Mountain Lizelle says, "Oh, I love this, and thank you, Mountain Lizelle, for the $4.99 super chat. I deeply appreciate it." But okay, this is another photo bomb moment right here. Look at George; he can't even control himself.
I can't control myself.
So
yeah.
Remember, folks, if you watch the video I had, it was on a live stream on Sunday, and I had George and I had Jared from Capture the Magic. And somehow towards the middle to the end, the whole thing went from talking theme parks to bidets at Costco. George, I swear, when he was doing his outro, I encourage everyone to go check out that video. When he was doing his outro, I swear he could not keep it together.
I couldn't. I could not
from his eyes and laughter. And then Jared, it was hilarious. He was laughing so hard. He was bent over his computer chair. You could see him kind of just off camera. And George had to mute himself because I'm like, George, I can't even do my outro.
Well, yeah, I had to mute myself because I was gagging. It's like I couldn't.
That's just awful. It was awful. It was funny though. It was awful though. Like when I need a good laugh, I go to that. I go to that video and I watch that 2 or 3 minute segment, and it makes me laugh so hard. Now this is going to be another moment right here.
You guys sucked. You guys sucked. Take that guava drink over there now.
Okay, so I just have to say for the record, see, this is what happens when we come to the parks together. Like, havoc just breaks loose.
And this guy's sober, and he came up with that idea.
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
never going to live that down. No matter what, I know the memes are going to start, whether it's on the short version or it's going to be in this video. It's never going to stop.
Nope. I think we just started the new trend.
I'm sure you did.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, a trend, huh? Okay. That's what you're going to call it. Okay. You might have to create a little segment in your channel now. You know how you have your cocktail convo? I'm sure you'll come up with some wicked name for that. I'm sure you've already been brewing it in your mind. Unbelievable. Seriously.
Actually, I didn't, but thanks for the idea.
Oh. Don't tell me.
All right, so we ended up getting the holiday mash bowl. Actually looks really good. Very festive. Kind of gives off like a Thanksgiving kind of feel. And then
I tried
you
that.
weren't honestly, you weren't really missing anything, to be honest with you. It was okay.
Yeah.
I just
That-
felt like it was like just too much together.
Yeah. That's kind of what some of the guys we were hanging out with were saying. Even another person that was sitting next to me when I was trying this Eclair out. And actually this Eclair, you know, I know you said the frosting was a little too much. I don't think the frosting, at least for me, was too much. I actually thought the chocolate mousse filling inside was going to be totally like above and beyond rich.
Now that part
And
was
it
good.
wasn't.
I actually liked the inside of it. Honestly, I probably could have just broke the piece into two, take a spoon, and like eat the
Yes.
chocolate inside, because it literally was like chocolate mousse for me.
Well, see, if you watch my video when I do the taste test, the gingerbread man, at least my gingerbread man, he actually stayed put. I was going to show it, like I was showing the camera, and it falls over on the table. I'm not even joking about this. It falls over on the table, and as soon as George watched my video, when I put it out there, he's like, "Damn, you have quick hands. The 2-second rule, man. I think you did that in a quarter of a second." I'm like,
Yep.
"Yeah, well, that's what you get when you work in retail and Costco and everything else. You have quick hands, amongst other things I can use it for, but I just don't talk about it." See, there's that laugh. I swear, George needs to trademark that laugh. I'm not even kidding. It's yeah, it needs to happen.
I could be like the next, like, kind of Eddie Murphy. You know that Eddie Murphy laugh that he's notorious for doing? He actually doesn't do the laugh anymore
I know.
because people expect that from him.
Yeah.
And that was always his normal laugh. And
Oh, yeah.
people just turned it into this thing. And he's like, no, people ask me to do it all the time. I'm not doing it anymore. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I really should trademark my laugh.
Oh my gosh. And then Abigail says, 2 straws, 1 cup with theme park. Abby, quiet. Don't.
So yeah, there's the title right there. You know what actually that sounds like? It sounds like a title for a country song.
Okay, don't turn this whole meme into a song now. Don't. You have
You
too
know,
much
like
time on
those,
your
you know,
hands.
like those apps where you could actually have a person like write and compose and sing
Oh, Lord.
like
Here
an
we go.
original song. That
Oh,
would be
here we go.
that would be awesome. 2 straws and 1 cup.
Yeah, for who? For you or for me? I think more for you, for your amusement.
I think my amusement is watching your reaction.
Sure it is. I'm sure you have a... Yeah, sure it is. I'm just going to leave it as that. Sure it is. What did Haunted Mermaid say?
Lots of banjo.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Now we're going to turn... Oh, geez.
Let me ask the chat this. If that was hypothetically to turn into a song, 2 straws and 1 cup, would you want it more of like a slow ballad, or as Haunted Mermaid mentioned, like have it more like of an upbeat, kind of like a fast pace?
Well, of course, you would want it upbeat. I just saw your little dancing moves, movie. Yeah. So is that really even debatable at this point? Oh, here we go.
Yeah. See, banjo, please.
Look, see what you started? You see that? You see what you started? Oh my God. See, now this whole chat now is going to be like the bidet chat. It's not going to stop now.
Oh, Haunted Mermaid says, I want to go down the bayou with that tune. Okay, so like that, like that, going down the bayou, okay, so it would be like, okay, so I could probably come up with something. Give me a little bit of time. I might be able to come up with something like that.
Well, Josh, tomorrow, if you're watching this, please become CEO, and then when you see George, hide. Because knowing George, he'll probably give you the influence to put that song in Tion's Bayou Adventure, and I'll never hear the end of it. Because millions of people will enjoy that every single year.
That really honestly would probably be a good song for The Princess and the Frog. Like just 2 straws, 1 cup kind of thing. That could have been the lost song from the movie.
Oh, Lord. Why am I feeding into this? I don't understand this. Why am I doing that to myself? I don't get it. Giant Peter Show says, we're going to take the sip to take the sip to take the sip again. 1 cup, 2 straws in the going down the Bayou tune. Oh, geez.
So let's say so it would be like, we're gonna take the sip, gonna take the sip, gonna take the sip again. 1 cup, 2 straws.
God. Are you sure that you? Oh my gosh. See, now I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Now I don't even think I can sleep after this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I need your animatronics too, sitting on a log. Oh Jesus.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know if I want to see that, because that would be. Of course, Abby says yes. I say no, she says yes, and then I say yes, she says no. Wow, unbelievable. Wow. Okay, unbelievable. Huh. I want to ask you though. Wait, I can't even focus now because you and Abby just poisoned this whole thing. All you did. You're all horrible.
So sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I can even focus now. Oh my god. I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
That blue drink that we got from that booth, that dark blue kind of ocean drink. Did you kind of feel like that was really acidic? Like it was overpowering?
It was overpowering. It felt like I was drinking a cup of ammonia.
Yeah, that was dyed in blue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
and the kind of like the candy, like the piece of candy like that they have on top, that's the like the sugary, I don't even know what you would even call it. That was okay, you know, but yeah, the drink itself was like, I preferred the hazelnut cocoa, and then the lassie out of the drinks.
Oh my gosh. You got oh geez. Yeah, no, but see, that's the difference between me and you, because I hate coffee. So for me, don't get me wrong, I do like flavored drinks, but for me, it was way too sugary. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
way above my standards. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it was a soda times like a million. It was that bad. I don't think I would ever get that again. That was
no, I wouldn't get that either.
No. Abby says round 2 for butterbeer. We could do other round with something at Disney, and even one more for not.
You know, that would actually be a great short, because that way, if we do one at Universal, we do one at Disney, we do one at Knott's, that's the trifecta. I can cut that and do 3 like cuts into one short.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Peter said that the trilogy.
Yeah, trilogy. Here. Yeah, trilogy. Way to go, Peter. Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. He also says we might need to take the skeleton of Navi Sherman animatronic for Conductor, and oh geez, don't.
So wait. So if it's wait. So if that's the trilogy, so the title would be The Fellowship of the Cup.
What?
The Fellowship of the Cup.
Oh God.
The second one would be The Two Straws.
I'm gonna be sick.
And then the third one would be Return of the Cup.
I'm gonna be sick. I don't know if stomach sick or head sick. I don't know which one. Oh my Lord. Oh geez.
Yeah, see, Peter got the reference. Yeah, I went full Lord of the Rings on that.
Oh, I know you did. I was waiting for someone to point it out in the chat. Oh, I know you did. You must have just watched Lord of the Rings earlier.
No, actually, I haven't. I really need to watch those again. I love that trilogy. I love that trilogy. I really wish that they would get that in somewhere in Universal. Like,
you know what's funny? I honestly, okay, there's that drink, by the way, but I honestly think that the Lord of the Rings, if they're going to implement it somewhere, it's going to be in the London park. I think it fits in that Universal.
I can see it being in the UK. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And of course, they would get that. And then there we go. We have to go traveling over there to see it, you know?
Which I'd be okay because, going over there and two guys sipping out of a cup is actually norm to those people.
And
Believe it or
actually,
not.
and then of what Abby just said, yeah, I could go, my precious.
Okay, I swear, if one of these times that I do one of these, because I am agreeing with George, I am going to do this for content purposes, nothing else. I swear, if he whispers that when I'm trying to drink out of that, I don't know. You might. Well, I'm not even going to say it.
I think honestly, when we do all these, there's probably going to be a lot of outtakes. I'll probably just have to create like an outtake video for you guys, and maybe I'll create something for members for Hollow Gelato too, because which in any case, yeah, if you want to see a lot of we have some ideas for a lot of bonus material. So if you guys definitely want to check that out, please feel free to become a member of Hollow Gelato, because you think it gets crazy on the regular channel, it's probably going to get crazier for the members.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because like I said in the video when I had the audio on, he came up with the straw idea sober.
Mhm.
Okay. Not, completely off his rocker. I can only imagine what the hell he would have came up with. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Because
as I said, I'm off my rocker, sober, drunk, tipsy, all that above.
I don't know how you do it, man. You must be one of the smartest people during that time I've ever met. Man, wow. But I want to ask you overall thoughts before we get to the next video of our live stream. What overall did you think of festival? Not just the booths, but the food we tried and just the whole atmosphere. Like, let's say it didn't rain and it was just a perfect sunny day. What would you rate it at?
So for me, take the weather, take the rain out. I think it was good. I'm not going to say it was horrible. I'm not going to say it was spectacular. I do, for as far as like with like the DCA stuff, I don't understand why that they cut it down to 6 booths when it was 12. And I don't know why, if they were going to do that, why not give us new foods?
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is repetitive from previous years. I love when they have like the decorations up and the lights go up, with the Christmas music playing and everything. That's always a great time. I love the holidays in the parks regardless. I just feel like that they could do something a little bit more, kind of like what they do like during the Halloween season.
Sure.
I would just like to see like a little bit of like a extra kind of thing.
Absolutely. You know what, to be honest with you, I can't agree more. I think if the rain was not involved, I think the biggest issue I would have is them bringing back a lot of foods that have been brought back previous years, and on top of that from other festivals, from like Lunar New Year and Food and Wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really hope going forward, whoever the next CEO is, and hint, it's probably going to be Josh tomorrow. I really hope he implements bringing back more food booths with more food and drink options than repetitive year to year same food items with maybe a little twist, because that little twist does not dignify, buying the sip and savory pass if it's going to be the exact same thing or very close to it that you got the year before that you may or may not have liked.
Yeah. And I will be going up to Burbank for D23. They're doing like a holiday after, not like an after hours event, but event up at the Disney Studio lot. And they have like different like holiday games, and they're going to be doing a lot of festive stuff. So I'm very curious to see what they do up there, because I would love to see, depending on what it is, that they can incorporate that into the parks. And
Absolutely.
whether it's like an upcharge event, like how they do again, like with Halloween, I'd be okay with it as long as they give us something substantial, you know.
No, 100%. And I don't know when that event is going to be. I'll have to talk to you
December 14th.
the 14th. And if it is an upcharge, I may want to go to that. It is very possible I may want to go to that to experience it. So I will talk to you off camera on
Mhm.
that one without a straw, of course, and see if we can work out something. And I will try to make my way out to Burbank because that would be very, very. Oh, never mind. It's only for D23.
Oh, you're not a D23 member?
No, I was over the summer. I just didn't renew it. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I got to renew it. I just want to go through the comments real quick and just kind of, just read off some of these. Isaac says Jurassic World Adventure construction update for Universal United Kingdom Resort is coming to Bedfordshire, UK. What are your thoughts? I think personally, I think the fact that they're still, expanding Jurassic World into the Universal parks, I don't think the Jurassic World theming and IP is as dead as people think it is. So to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad they keep reutilizing the Jurassic World theme and the IPs. And not to say that even the one in Orlando will not be rethemed to Jurassic World. A lot of people don't want that. I don't know how I kind of figure into it. A lot of people I've talked to said they still wanted Jurassic Park, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's almost like trying to keep something in a museum alive for 300 years. It's just like eventually you have to get out with the old and bring in the new. But then again, if Universal Creative can sit there and fix these issues that the Jurassic Park Adventure water ride out in Orlando has issues, and if they can fix that problem, then by all means keep it Jurassic Park. If they can't, then I would say, get rid of Jurassic Park and retheme it to Jurassic World. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I feel like that with the franchise, don't get me wrong, I love the Jurassic Park franchise.
Of course.
I just feel like right now they're just kind of like beating the IP with a stick at this point, especially with the movies. I did enjoy Rebirth over Dominion.
Uh-huh.
But I just can't stand that they're like turning these dinos into like these mutant hybrid alien creatures. Like I want to just see dinos. Can we just have dinos?
100%. Now I know some people talked about they talked about having that one scene that we have at the very beginning once we go up the lift hill and we go into that big kind of tunneled roof and you have the Monosaurus swimming around and he hits the glass and water shoots out. A lot of people do want that for the Orlando version for Jurassic Park, but then again, it's like now you're kind of throwing Jurassic World theming into Jurassic Park without completely turning the Jurassic Park theming in the Jurassic World. So I don't know how the hell that would fit in. I don't know how they could tie that story in. I'm not 100% sure. And then shout out to Abby, that is Hollow Gelato, George's wife. Thank you so much, not only for the super chats, but for always being a great supporter of Theme Park Conductor. I deeply appreciate it, Abby. You're awesome. Even though if you give George wicked ideas, it doesn't bother me any. But the next thing we're gonna go check out right now is David's video from
really quick. Do you know why she gives me wicked ideas?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Because I define gravity.
Of course you do. Gravity does not phase you. There it is in a nutshell. It does not phase you. That's why it works so well. Unbelievable. see what I mean? Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Giant Adventures, Giant Peter Adventures mentioned this. George, maybe you can clarify. He said, "Did you guys see the news regarding Olaf for tomorrow?"
No, I haven't. That's interesting.
I have not. So, Peter, if you can, we'll try to squeeze that in as well. If you want to send me the link to that on my Instagram or X account, we'll take a look at it for sure. And then shout out to Hidden Geek Village for gifted 5 theme park conductor memberships. Always a great supporter. Hidden Geek Village. Always love the support. And believe me, there is going to be a lot more members only content. Not only with George, believe me, there's going to be a lot more. So stay tuned. But thank you, Hidden Geek Village, for that. Very, very awesome that you did that. But this is the main video I want you to react to, because I don't know if you've seen this video. You probably haven't. But it ties into a lot of stuff we've talked about over months of Disneyland Forward projects. So I'm going to play this, and at any point, George, just let me know when you want me to pause it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. And really quick, I'm so very sorry. I just want to just mention before it gets lost in the thing. So Peter says it was news. Oh, and it just went off. Hold on. It was news. Olaf animatronic coming to Adventure World. Drew the Disney Dude posted it on Instagram.
Ooh. Okay, I'm looking at it on my phone, and I have to tell you guys, it looks absolutely incredible. With the technology we've seen coming out of Walt Disney Imagineering, I could tell you right now, the Walt Disney animatronic is a perfect example of what Disney can do with the latest tech. Look at that new restaurant, Beacon Barrel, which George wants to take me to out in Orlando. Again, someone did a video, and I just watched it, I think yesterday or a day before, and they said, oh my God, walking into this, I think it was Mickey Views, actually. Mickey Views did a segment on this. He's like, oh my gosh, walking in here, it feels like classic Walt Disney Imagineering. The theming that went into that restaurant is mind-blowing by far.
I can't wait to see it myself. And I'm definitely going to do my damnedest to get us reservations for that for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Update right now, Avengers Infinity Defense, start Flight Labs. 2 new attractions coming to Avengers Campus soon, though. In the very near future, a new project is going to begin over there in the Hollywood backlot. Pandora, the Avatar experience, is coming to the backlot. That's going to be a huge change to that side of the park. As it happens, we have some updates in that regard. Disney has already confirmed that they're going to be closing, obviously, Monsters, Inc., the Mike and Sully to the Rescue attraction. That dark ride is going to be closing sometime in 26. Also closing are the 2 huge studio buildings to its left and right, where there used to be that Avengers gift shop, and then where they had Flynn's Arcade, which they haven't done anything in that studio building for probably 10 years. It's been vacant for about 10 years, except for that short, brief time when they did the Flynn's Arcade during Electronica. I digress. New information has come available to me, and it is my understanding that Monsters, Inc., we should be getting a date, an actual date. They've only said so far, Disney, that it's going to be closing sometime in early 26 or something to that effect. The assumption was winter, but we don't have a date. We don't have an actual date. I'm hearing we're going to be getting that date pretty soon, probably in the next week or 2 is my guess. But that, not that it's going to close in a week or 2, that we're going to get the date that it will close in a week or 2. Now, my initial expectation in that regard was that it was going to be sometime, like I said, maybe February, because I feel like they want to run it obviously at least through the holiday season. And then once the holidays are done, the attraction is up for grabs. So I thought maybe February, but now I'm getting more additional information that it could be even longer. We could be waiting until about May of 2026 before they even close Monsters, Inc., let alone.
So I want to ask you, George, And again, David also referenced this as well. This is not a permanent thing. This is what he's hearing of friends that are close to the inner circle that are hearing things. Because we all thought, like David thought, they were going to close in February. That's what Disney hinted at when they said we're closing Monsters Inc. in early 2026. But from what David's hearing, now it could be May of 2026. What's your reaction to that?
So in a way that kind of doesn't surprise me, because a lot of people are assuming to the fact of that, yes, Disney has made the announcement that Monsters Inc. is closing for Avatar because Disney made that announcement. That is very true, but we still have to be under the assumption that nothing is really set in stone until, honestly, they start construction. And I feel like with Avatar, there's really not enough information there that I think even Disney has, that they're like ready for prime time to literally start on Avatar. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just going by my personal thoughts on it. So if they do push out Monsters Inc. to be closed much later in 2026, they could be thinking, why close something when they don't need to close it at the moment, because they're still working on stuff with Avatar. And there may be even a possibility it may not even be Avatar. Again, I'm not saying Avatar is not coming.
Yeah.
But in that location, I still can't foresee Avatar going there. Now, again, Disney, they're masterminds at making stuff, work, and maneuvering stuff and everything. But even when they do put something there, the transitioning from Buena Vista Street into Pandora over to Avengers Campus, I just don't see it, because I'm so used to seeing Pandora, how it is in Animal Kingdom, and how it's completely separate from everything. I just don't get it. And Mademoiselle mentions it, and even Giant Peter actually mentions it a bit too. I think, honestly, Zootopia could really be the main factor of how they can utilize an IP, but they wouldn't have to change
too much
the facades. Like, they wouldn't have to take out all of Hollywoodland. You could take out the Hyperion. I know, folks, I get it. It's the Hyperion, but eventually it's probably going to have to go. It's a huge piece of property that Disney is only utilizing for private, special catered events and what have you. But eventually it's going to have to go somewhere. Use the back lot. You don't have to touch anything with the monorail, because Zootopia is already kind of like that kind of like rural, kind of like cityscape kind of thing. And also, too, with Zootopia 2 coming out, they're already anticipating, I think, like $300 million just in China alone for that movie. I think it's going to be a beastly hit, no pun intended. But I wonder if Disney's waiting to see the projection of how people take to Zootopia 2. Because Nick and Judy are already in DCA. And now, for a limited time, starting tomorrow, actually, Officer Clawhauser will be making a meet and greet appearance at DCA.
And that's...
So it's almost like Disney is testing the waters of really how far they can go with Zootopia. And it's already in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do a mirrored copycat. They can do something a little bit differently, because there's different locations in Zootopia, and probably new ones at that in Zootopia 2. So what does this all have to do with the Monsters Inc? For me anyways, I'm wondering if they're delaying the closing of Monsters Inc. so that way they still have an attraction up for people to enjoy until they figure out really what they're going to do with that area.
No, 100%. And David actually kind of goes into that a little bit. Personally, for me, I think Zootopia. So this is something I found out the other day just by doing simple research online. I found out any IP or any land in general that is in the Asian market for the theme parks out there, whether it's Disney, whether it's Universal, or independent theme parks. I gotta be really honest with you. 100% of the time, they're going to build lands and attractions of those IPs out there and let it kind of simmer down a little bit before they even think about bringing it to the States. So you have to think about Zootopia has been in Shanghai Disney for a while now. You know, when can we see it domestically? Would it fit better in Magic Kingdom or would it fit better out here? Personally, for me, I think it would fit better out here in DCA than it would in Magic Kingdom. That's just my personal opinion. And kind of watching the videos of the animatronics on the facade kind of interacting with guests and they're full-blown animatronics, that's amazing. By far. It's simply amazing.
Start working on Pandora. And the reason for that is Avengers Infinity Defense. That project, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab and the Pandora project, the Avatar Experience project, those two are symbiotic in a lot of ways, which we'll get into in a minute. But my understanding is that that project, because Avengers is delayed. Avengers is taking a little bit longer, which is surprising considering it looks to, all outward appearances that it's hauling, that they're making tremendous progress. But there have been delays, and it could be weather related. Perhaps we've seen this before, where they've had some unexpected weather, and they had to shut down, operations for a little while. Although this was just, well, A, it wasn't unexpected, and two, it was just a couple of days. So I mean, maybe it's that, maybe it's not, probably not. But there are delays. It's taking them a little longer. They haven't reached their benchmarks, my guess is. So they pushed back the closure of Monsters Inc. Not because Monsters Inc. is not ready, not because they're not ready for Avatar or Pandora, or they're not ready to build, but because they don't want to do this one until they're done with that one. They are, they're symbiotic in that way. Now
I can't hear you, Conductor. I don't know why.
Oh, I muted it. That's why. When he talks about a symbiotic like that, my only concern with that situation is because we've been hearing recently, and I'm sure you've been hearing the same thing. We've even talked about it. Is the fact that the two the two Avengers attractions, Stark Flight Labs and Infinity Defense, now is possibly going to open in early 2027. And what David's referring to, if Disney does go this route, they wouldn't even start Avatar until 28. That's literally right in the prime time of all these Southern California theme parks getting updated, getting ready for the international crowds that are going to flood Southern California for 2.5 weeks, possibly 3 weeks, and all the media attention and all that. So my concern with that is that a good idea or is that a bad idea?
I think if you're going to start construction on something like that in 2028 for the Olympics, I don't think that's going to be a good look, especially for a lot of the international travelers that, they're going to, they're going to go to Universal because it's up in LA, but they may travel down into Anaheim, and the first thing that they're going to see is, a bunch of construction walls like going into DCA. I don't know if they would start it in 2028. My question is, because Josh D'Amaro said to us at D23, all these projects, by 2030, I'm still trying to think, are they supposed to all be finished by 2023, or they would all at least be starting in by 2023? Because at this rate, if they close Monsters Inc. in May of 26, half of the year is pretty much gone of 2026. And if they're expecting to have Avatar open by 2030,
there's no way.
I don't think they could get that land up. I can't recall. I think it was Peter that mentioned the timeline of how long. It was either Peter or Remy D that mentioned how long the time frame was for Pandora and Animal Kingdom, but I don't think they can get it in 3.5 years. I don't know. I could be wrong. Unless they're really going to turbocharge that, I don't see how they could.
I personally, for me, I honestly do not believe. I told someone the other day. I told someone the other day, basically, that Avatar will probably open, and I hate to even say this because I don't like saying it, probably by 2035. That is more realistic, because if you think about it,
Peter said Animal Kingdom took roughly 5 years.
Exactly my point. So 5 years, so probably around 2035. But the problem is, you close Monsters Inc., and that's just closing it. That's not doing anything yet. Then they have to go in for a couple months, strip out the attraction, remove animatronics, probably some show scenes, and maybe incorporated into Monstropolis that's going in Hollywood Studios that Disney announced at D23. Then on top of that, after you do that, then after that, which probably will be late 2026, then they'll start ripping it all out. But the problem with that is they're not even going to start Avatar until, one, the 2 Avengers attractions are almost done. 2, the Eastern Gateway project, which was announced almost 2 years ago, that still has not started. That's in the cast member parking lot. The Sky Bridge over Harbor, that's going to go into the new entrance where the bus load and unload area is. And that's another thing I want to bring up before I play more of this video, is once they put that bridge, because we've all seen the concept art, once they put that bridge, through the bus load and unload area, once they build it, they can't unbuild it. And basically, when you look at the concept art, that is basically saying, okay, this is how far Avatar is going to expand out. So they can't expand anymore. Once the bridge is built, they can only go that far, and that's it. So my hope is, when they build the bridge across Harbor, it's more to the side of the backstage area where Tomorrowland is. That way it gives enough room for Pandora if they want to.
Well, that's another factor. But that's another factor. They can't even start Pandora until they finish that bridge.
Yeah, and someone that I heard from said it's going to, at least, just for the parking structure, at least it's going to take about 24 to 36 months to build that.
That's what I'm saying. So then, yeah, you have to take more into account that it's not just closing Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
it's other things. You have to reroute the parking, to then you have to reroute the security checkpoint, because then you have to then build the bridge over, and how long that's going to take. And then you have to maneuver the 15-minute guest parking and drop off, because that's going to extend out. There's just a lot of factors into that. And I just don't know if Avatar is going to be ready by that. So why do they need to do the bridge before building Avatar? So good question. If you look at the concept art, the bridge that's going to go across Harbor is going to run into where the security checkpoint and where the entranceway to Disneyland is now.
I'm going to try and find it real quick.
And in that concept art, you can see what I like to call Pandora's ass. You can see the back part of like where the show building is, that's supposedly going to be Pandora. They can't build out Pandora into that space until that bridge is completed, because if they build out Pandora, it's going to run into the walkway that people go from the main street into the entranceway. So they have to have a newer way for people to get off of the bridge So there's just like a lot of maneuvering. So it's gonna take time for them to do Pandora because of the Eastern Gateway Bridge across harbor, as we were mentioning. They have to change, and then also the 15-minute guest drop off and pickup, that's going to be extended from the backlot area. And there's just so where Conductor's cursor is, see, there's the entranceway where people are walking in, and then you have the bridge that comes down. Now, where you see that dark part area, yeah, see, that's Pandora's ass, is what I call it, anyways.
Yeah.
But they can't stretch that out yet until
they can't stretch it out until they know where the bridge is going to land, because that's going to be the marker.
See, wait. You know what, though? Now that I'm actually looking at it, it doesn't even look like they stretch it out at all.
No.
Because here's the same walking path that people go into the entranceway.
Yeah.
So they're not expanding out that area for Pandora.
No. And I guess,
okay, so how then are they fitting the whole entire Pandora in the backlot?
Good question. That's what I mean.
That's why I don't think it's I don't think it's going to be Pandora. I think that's why they gave us a vague building.
Yes.
Because that building could be anything. That could be a show building for Zootopia.
Yeah, it could be. And again, that's something that Disney, in my point of view, I don't know how many of you actually feel the same way. This is kind of smart on Disney's part to not reveal too much. Even though they said, oh yeah, Avatar's going in this area. George makes an excellent statement that he's made dozens and dozens and dozens of times. Never, ever get married to concept art. And I said it to a friend the other day. I said, if you watch one of Bricky's videos on his channel, he shows that the day the bulldozers were supposed to show up in downtown Disney and rip out the AMC Theater, rip out the old Earl Sandwich building, all the little other small little buildings, to build this humongous hotel resort that was going to be from a developer that builds hotel, towers in Las Vegas. The day the bulldozer showed up, because of financing and tax issues, they canceled it. The day the bulldozer showed up. So when George makes the point, never ever get married to concept art, that is 100% accurate, because you can never get married to that, because anything can even change the day of the start of the project.
Yeah, even when construction walls go up, I'm still not convinced until they're actually, you start to see like literally skeletal construction, that they're building. The other thing is too, that look how long it's even taken for them to build Portos. And that's a bakery. That's a one building bakery of maneuvering. Earl of Sandwich, God knows how many times that Earl of Sandwich has been like opened again, closed again, opened again, moved here, moved there. And that's just for one location of a building. This is an entire land that you would have to restructure.
Yeah.
Part of DCA. I don't know. As I said, are they going to do Avatar? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if it's going to come into the same format that we thought it was going to be. And Disney's not making that announcement right now because it's going to make them look like they're incapable of decision making.
100%. And that's, again, that's part of the problem. It's like we as the guests are paying the price by paying higher prices across the resort. And don't get me wrong, I want to clarify something. Universal does this too. Each year prices go up, but we've all talked about it. Even the bigger vloggers have talked about it. This year alone, we've seen a price increase at the Disneyland Resort and even Walt Disney World in Orlando higher than it's ever been per year. So this year was at a random. They went higher than they ever have with price increases across the board. So again, the
Well,
problem.
I think it was Theme Park Wizard that mentioned parking at Universal Studios Hollywood. I think went up to $40.
It did go up to 40, but think about what we're gaining though. We gained Slice House that's open. We're gaining a new Korean barbecue restaurant, all you can eat. On December the 11th, we're getting this massive, unique, one-of-a-kind Cane's restaurant. Then, and not even 4 months from now, I could see soft openings for Fast and Furious, a coaster that was never in a million years ever supposed to be built in that park because of the studios right down below, not even 150 yards away from where this coaster is at. So I don't mind paying those prices when you have.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the prices being paid too, as long as that we're getting something out of it in return. Yeah.
Disney, the resort, personally for me, what have we gained that's new? Seriously, what have we gained? Almost nothing. And their strategy, as far as I'm concerned, their strategy is we're going to sprawl projects out throughout the fiscal year. And obviously, Universal takes a different approach. They're like, here, we're throwing a wad of cash at you. Just build the damn thing. We want a new experience open for our guests and future guests and future investors. We don't care how much it costs. We don't care when you started. We want it now. It's almost like that JD Wentworth commercial about personal loans and financing. I want my money now. Well, that's how Comcast is when building new experiences. I want a new experience now. Here's the money, build it. So
that's why I feel like with Avatar, they still have time. That's why I think they're not rushing it, because Fire and Ash isn't even out yet.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be 2 more Avatars even after that they're saying that there's going to be implementations of all the films in there. So I don't think oh gosh, I remember that commercial. Is that the 877 cash now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, oh my God, I remember that.
Oh my
like
God.
I literally thought like of that. Like I was like tempted, like, of course, when I was like young, naive, and stupid, whereas like I literally was gonna dial that number and think that they would just give money on the fly. Like you would just like, you just call and say, yeah, can I have like $150, and they just like
with the opera singers. I remember that. Oh jeez.
I remember that one too. The 877 cash now.
Dude, one time, before I start playing this again, one time I actually, because I was mad at my dad for some reason. I forgot what it was. It was something so stupid. So that commercial was coming on. I had the volume on mute, but I cranked the volume because it was on a stereo surround sound. I cranked that shit.
And it was the opera one?
It was the opera one. So my dad jumped. I swear to God, he jumped. He was so pissed at me. He grounded me for like 2 weeks after that. He's like, God damn it. You almost gave me a freaking heart attack. God damn you. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. It was hilarious, though. It was totally worth it.
I was just going to say, was it worth it?
It was totally worth it. 100%.
It's an actual issue in the long term in terms of when they finish Avengers, because with the new film, the Doomsday movie is coming out end of next year. And you would think they'd want those things to be, coordinated, that they'd want to have that attraction open just because of the hype, because people are going to be thrilled about Avengers again. Maybe not necessarily because there's some sort of synergy between the two movies. I don't think there's not going to be Doomsday, features in the ride per se, but there's just going to be hype. So you would think they'd want this ready. So I don't know if this delay is going to be.
Okay, so. And I can understand what Dave is saying, like there may be some features and everything, but this is the frustration part. We're supposed to be getting hyped for Doomsday, and then shortly after Secret Wars. This is the time where like the Avengers in a way is coming back that people were wanting. And I feel like that when we get this new ride that we've been waiting for since the announcement 6 years ago, almost going on 7 years ago, all the hype of Doctor Doom and RDJ being Doom and everything, and then we're going to go back and like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a different variation of Thanos. It's like, is anybody really care at this point? Like, I would rather, and they could actually do this because they can swap out Thanos for Doctor Doom.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Will they do it? Hopefully they build the infrastructure for that, where they can take animatronics or show scenes, kind of like what Pirates has done with their pirate franchises. Every time a movie comes out, they add some type of element to the attraction.
Honestly, I feel like the extended of Avengers Campus, and I get it, like it got delayed because of COVID and the shutdowns and everything.
Sure.
I completely get it. I just feel like that in the extended with even like Stark Flight Lab and Infinity Defense, they should have been out when the hype of Infinity War and Endgame was out. I feel like that would have been more of a stronger impact. Now, again, is people going to go on this ride? Absolutely. Am I going to go on it? Absolutely. It's a new attraction. It's going to be great. And honestly, you don't really need something brand spanking new, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like over the Thanos thing, to be honest.
Same.
Final with respect to when they might hope to deliver Avengers Infinite Defense. But let's get back monsters and Mike and Sully, because that's really what I want to talk about. We don't know yet how the Pandora project is going to be related to the transportation hub and the Eastern Gateway. They are related because they're all sort of working in the same space. This is where things get really hinky. If there's a delay for Mike and Sully to the rescue, that would also impact the Eastern Gateway project. They need to start building the Eastern Gateway, right? But part of that project, part of the Eastern Gateway project is extending that, with via the bridge, which we'll talk about that again in a minute, via the bridge that's going to connect the parking lot that they're building on the other side of Harbor Boulevard with the transportation hub. That transportation hub, where they're going to be sending that bridge and where they're going to be sending guests, is also where they're going to be building the Avatar experience, where the Toy Story buses drop off, etc. That's going to be in some future world. That's going to be Pandora. Will that perceived delay from possibly February out into May for the closure of Mike and Sully's to the rescue, how will that affect the Eastern Gateway project, the transportation hub, the new entrance into the park from that side of the park? It stands to reason that it would, because you can't start building the connection between the Eastern Gateway, that parking lot across Harbor Boulevard. You can't, the connection between that and the harbor entrance where the transportation hub is now, you can't start doing that until you're ready to demo whatever spaces they are demoing, i.e. the Toy Story drop-off area. If they're not ready to demo that, then you can't start building out in that direction. And they're not ready to demo that if they're not ready to close Monster. You can't start that demo process of the transportation hub until you close Mike and Sully's to the rescue. It's unfortunate, by the way, I should add, that this is even necessary, but as my understanding is, and this is typical of many projects that we've seen in the past, there are multiple contractors, but they often will just shift those contractors from this job to the next job, and they just keep moving. It's a shell game. They keep moving those contracting groups around. So they want to wait until they're done. They have to wait until they're done with Avengers Infinite Defense until they can start doing. Oh my God! So they can't start working on Mike and Sully's to the rescue, and therefore they can't start working on the Eastern Gateway, which again is unfortunate because none of this can happen. None of Avatar can happen. None of the Disneyland Forward project can happen until the Eastern Gateway is built, because that Eastern Gateway, the parking that they're going to be using in those lots, is going to replace the parking that is being currently used at the Simba lot and the downtown Disney or Disneyland Hotel parking lots. Frustrating how interconnected all of this is.
So let me get to the super chat, George, and then I want to ask you a question. And shout out to Remy D. Thank you for the $5 super chat. absolutely amazing. Thank you for the support. You asked, number one is, are you guys doing shorts and regular lives? So we are doing shorts. George, it's funny. George is, it seems like he's the king of shorts. When I look at his channel, I just see all these shorts on his channel. I'm starting to get back into it. I started out with shorts, and then I grew into videos and then live streams. But don't worry, we will be doing a lot more shorts together since George came up with that wicked concept, and I'm sure others that I don't know about. And then number 2 says Fast and Furious won't affect Disney too much. How much are Eminem and Knots shaking in their boots when it opens? So Eminem, maybe is that Magic Kingdom or no? Well, that would be MK.
It's something. Oh, Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain. Okay.
Yeah, I had to think there for a second there too. I'm trying to think what's Eminem. I just like, yeah, Magic Mountain and Knots. Yeah, so to kind of go off Remedy of what Conductor was saying, yeah, so yeah, any time that he and I, our schedules, work together, we will be doing a lot more shorts, lives, videos, anytime that we can incorporate it, we'll definitely do that. Question 2, I think Fast and the Furious, I mean, that's a very good question because, yeah, it's not really going to affect Disney too much. But for Magic Mountain and Knots, I don't know if it would take an impact on as far as guests going through the turnstiles. But I think they might have both of them looking at it to say, hey, because this is going to be a roller coaster. There's really not too much theming with this. And even Universal admitted that fact. So you're basically just getting a full-fledged, highly, thrilling roller coaster, and that is going to go up against Magic Mountain and Knots. So they may be looking at it saying, "Oh, it's a shiny new toy. What do we have to offer and give?" So, I mean, I could definitely agree with you. I think it won't really hinder as far as like the guests per se, but I think it's going to make those two companies look at Universal and saying, "Okay, they got something new. We might have to." Pick up the pace a little bit.
Absolutely. And just to kind of bounce off of what George was saying, it creates friendly competition, and the benefactor for that is us, the consumer. So I couldn't agree more. I don't think it's gonna sit there and cripple any of these companies, whether it's Knott's, Magic Mountain, or even Disney for that matter, but it's going to make them take a second look and exactly what George says, kind of look at their arsenal and see what they can bring next to life in their theme parks for the next guest experience fan factor by far.
You know what? Let's talk about order of operations here as we wrap up that part of the conversation, because it's important to try to understand how these things are going to be happening and how they relate to each other. The very first thing that's going to happen, that we should look forward to, the next thing that we should look forward to while they're in the middle of building Avengers Infinite Defense, that's, we're maybe halfway through. Demo is going to begin first by the end of this year for those backstage areas for Coco. We talked about that in a previous video. There's permits filed. Looks like they're getting ready. They're moving stuff out of those buildings. It looks like they might be starting to move. So we're going to see Demo first at Coco behind the Incredicoaster. Then they're going to close Mike and Sully's to the Rescue based on, the whispers that I'm hearing sometime around May of 26. Demo won't begin on that building until at least the summer, I would guess July, August. I'm not sure how long it's going to take them to, because the first thing they have to do, they can't just start, close the attraction and tear everything down. They're going to strip it for parts. They're going to strip Monsters Inc. for parts and use any of those animatronics, save those animatronics, save the ride vehicles, save some of the set pieces, whatever. Not for another attraction. I don't believe that Monsters Inc. is ever going to be put somewhere else. That attraction will be no more. Even as something else, I don't think. Well, maybe they might use the animatronics. They might recycle those animatronics for another attraction. But that, they have to do all that first, and that could take months. So I'm thinking maybe summer, and this is just speculation on my part. I'm just trying to do the mental math. Maybe summer of 26, we start seeing demo of Mike and Sully to the Rescue and the 2 studio buildings to its left and right. And then they would close that side of Hollywood backlot. At that same time, once they get the go-ahead, and this is how I was talking about before, how things are symbiotic. Once they get the go-ahead to start demoing Monsters, Inc., at the same time, you'll probably see your first action at the Eastern Gateway. That means, the lot will be closed. Currently it's a cast member parking lot. They'll close that lot. We've driven by there once or twice, and you can't really see much, but it's just a giant parking lot right now, flat one. And they're going to build, a real parking lot. You'll start seeing your first action there, maybe in summer of 26. They'll close it off. The gates will go up, and you'll start seeing them tear up the concrete and, do the grading, the dirt grading and everything for the actual construction. At the same time that, or perhaps they will be doing simultaneously, but it's at what point, I'm not sure, while they're building the actual parking structure on the other side of Harbor, on the hotel side and on the, the restaurant side of things, actual Harbor Boulevard, they will begin simultaneously building that bridge that connects the Eastern Gateway to the Harbor Boulevard entrance of Disneyland. We're going to get a whole new entrance, and that's going to sort of occupy, as we mentioned before, that transportation hub space and the Toy Story bus drop-off area, and that'll be, Pandora. My expectation, by the way, for the Eastern Gateway is probably 18 to 24 months. That's how long I think it'll take them to build that parking structure, 18 to 24 months.
So, George, I want to ask you, because he's saying 18 to 24 months, and you saw how big that parking structure is going to be. Is that realistic, or you think it's going to be longer than that? Oh, hey, you're muted.
Yep, no, it was my turn. I mean, they did say that the parking structure was going to be Mickey and Friends and Pixar Pals, like bigger combined than those two. I don't know. I don't know if that is like legit. It just depends on really how fast they do the construction. Disney is very notorious of not really knowing. They could get something up quickly if they wanted to, but they're also known to take their good old time with it. So it's possible they may get it within 24 months. I mean, that would be, literally 2 years. I mean, because it is just a parking structure. It's going to be a big one. Oh, sure. But also, we also have to take into consideration too, they have to lay out the foundation, they have to dig up and set everything in. So I mean, that's going to take some time.
No, by far.
But that's just the parking structure. Then you have to go on to the bridge.
Well, so I think personally, if they were smart about it, I think personally they should, as soon as they get to a point of the parking structure, maybe early on in construction, they should start the bridge, because they can build the bridge all the way up to where it meets up to Harbor, and then stop until they're ready to go across and officially shut down the bus load and unload area. So they can build the Sky Bridge all the way through that kind of little narrow vacant lot that used to be a hotel on that vacant lot, and Disney bought it and then demoed that lot. They could build it all the way up to that fence, that black fence that you can see on the sidewalk, and then stop until they're ready to go over Harbor. So they could do that. And that would put them, at least in my opinion, that would put them way ahead of the game if they did it that way. Because again, it's not it is guest facing if you look down that way, but it's not like they have to sit there and deter guests from that area, because it's not like they're going over Harbor yet. They're just stopping at a point behind a fence. So it is possible, but I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I'm no construction nerd, believe me. I'm just talking
we're just basically giving like our thought process. Yeah, because I really don't know the yellow and red tape behind it all, but just of how history looks, it just seems like they've gone, much longer when
Oh,
they do stuff.
absolutely. And Remy D says, I don't think ever used the parking lot every time. I've been to Disneyland staying at a hotel across the street, and walking across the street is just too convenient.
Yeah, that's what we do, Remy D. Honestly, we just walk.
Yeah. So again, I think this parking structure is going to serve more for just the daytime guests, more than anything.
Mhm.
There are things to do around the Disneyland Resort, like on the outside. You got Garden Walk, what's left of it. You do have some things to do, but again, I don't think it's going to be more for people that are either staying on property or staying adjacent to Disneyland at, as you can see in the picture, the Grand Legacy at the Park Hotel and other neighboring hotels. So it should be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We followed them building the Pixar Palace parking structure. You guys remember that? We watched that from day one, from the, when they closed I think it was it Peter Pan? Was that what they called it? The Peter Pan lot? Do you guys remember that? I think it was Peter. You could park there in that. It was a flat parking space next to where the trams used to be, where the loading and unloading of the trams used to. God, it's such a long time ago. You guys remember? Oh, yeah. That was such a long time ago. You could park there, walk over to the trams, take it. Anyway, we watched them from day one build that thing, and it took about 2 years for that structure. And it's a pretty good sized structure. I'm not sure how this new guy, at first I had heard the Eastern Gate was going to be the biggest one that they've ever built. They may have pared that down a little bit. I'm not sure. But I'm guessing 18 to 24. I think they're trying to fast track it, but 18 to 24 months to get the Eastern Gateway built and the bridge that connects. After they begin those projects, or nearly about the same time, is when we should see them wrapping up. And all this time, they've been building Avengers Infinite Defense, as we talked about, all those things in order of operations. All while they're doing all that, they're also still building Avengers Infinite Defense. And I expect that attraction to be done, hopefully, that was the plan, end of year 2026, I think. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not even sure. That does not seem likely.
See, really quick,
much as they want.
See, even Dave is trying to do the math in his head of how things are. It's just not really coming out of everything that they announced of what they were doing.
Yeah.
And how you have to do one to get to you have to go from point A to point B to get to point C to point D. The time frame of what they're giving us, it's just mathematically not adding up. And it comes to the conclusion that, is all this stuff going to be done? Yes, but I don't think it's going to be done in the time frame that they said it was going to be.
Exactly my point. And one of the things I have to say about this Eastern Gateway parking structure and the Sky Bridge, because we didn't even really know about the Sky Bridge. We were even hinting at for the last several years how they're going to get guests from the Eastern Gateway to the front gates. There was going to be something. We just didn't know it was going to be a Sky Bridge. We had a good idea, but we weren't sure. But the fact that the Eastern Gateway project was announced 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, with Disneyland Forward, it kind of shocks me that they didn't start construction immediately, knowing it would take 2 years to build this thing. Because they've had to know for the last almost 10 years.
Oh, well, yeah,
Disneyland.
The second that they got the green light from the Anaheim City Council, I'm surprised that they didn't start. I don't know why it's taken this long.
Well, that's what I mean, because 10 years ago, Disney had to have known what they want to do for Disneyland Forward projects. They had to have known what IPs they wanted to bring, what the park would look like, how the infrastructure would work. They had to have known something 10 years ago. So it really flabbergasts me that they've waited this long. They still haven't done it. And now the catalyst, the thorn in the foot, is basically we have to wait until Monsters Inc. closes. Then we have to wait another month or two for them to strip it out and gut it. Then we have to wait for demo. and then we have to wait until almost weeks until the two Avengers attractions are even open or close to opening. Then we'll start the Eastern Gateway project. That's why I said 2035 is not non-realistic for Avatar to even be opened. I'm sorry.
I don't agree with it either. Honestly, I think it's going to go over 2030. And here's the thing: that's okay because
Sure,
there's still more Avatar sequels, and that's why, honestly, put it in the Simba parking lot. You have a blank canvas. You could do whatever you want, and it also separates Avatar from everything else.
100%. So just the moral of this video, because there's another subject I want to talk to George about. The moral of this video is basically Disney is kind of stuck in the rut. They can't do anything until Mike and Sully's closes, gets stripped out, then torn out. Then we'll start seeing the Eastern Gateway, the Sky Bridge across harbor. Then eventually we'll see construction with Avatar. And I can't agree more with George. They could have started Avatar this year if they wouldn't put it in the Simba parking lot. The reason why is it's flat. They wouldn't have to do much to prepare for it besides rip up asphalt and dig trenches for, conduit and whatnot. But it's flat. And they could have already started construction on that. But yet they decide, and again, I agree with George as well. It's not official until they put walls up, they start ripping stuff down, and then they put concept art of the land on the construction walls, confirming it's going to go in that location. But it's a bad location because, one, it's small. Even with those soundstage footprints, it's small. Mm-hmm. Then on top of that, you got so much other things you need to do to that area just to prepare it. Not even to start building Avatar, just to prepare the area to build Avatar. So it's delaying it even more and more and more, instead of being smart and saying, let's build it in the Simba parking lot where it's flat and we're almost ready to go right off the ground.
Mm-hmm. And I do believe that they are going to do something with Hollywoodland. Obviously, Mike and Sully is still going to close, and also too, I'm going to mention this just briefly because we could probably do another whole show just on this topic alone. But they recently released the Disneyland After Dark series events for 2026. But Abby brought this to my attention because last year when they did this, they also announced the dates for Oogie Boogie.
Yes.
We didn't do it this time. So we still don't have any information on Oogie Boogie. Now, does that tell us that Oogie Boogie may not be coming back in 2026 due to a lot of the construction?
You make an excellent point, and shout out to Abby in the chat, for pointing this out. It makes an excellent point because the way I see it is, if years past, including last year, they announced the After Dark events and Oogie Boogie was always included, and then just out of the blue this year it's not included, really makes me wonder if they really are considering moving Oogie Boogie back to Disneyland for the next couple years, while DCA goes under what I call Epcot 2.0 construction, where you have construction walls literally almost everywhere you turn once you start getting into the park. That's what I wonder what's happening here.
Yeah. So I feel like right now, if this is going to be the case, Disney's going to make a separate announcement that, Halloween is returning to Disneyland, maybe for the next couple seasons. And then they may revert back to Oogie Boogie once DCA is all completed. So, but yeah, I thought that was very interesting that they did not mention anything of Oogie Boogie yet.
Absolutely. And then one of the things I want to bring up to you, and I don't know, because I just saw this right now, I don't know if this is going to be a special event or what, or it's just stating, basically it's going to have a 70th theme. But do you see the one where it says Disneyland After Dark, 70 years of favorites? Yes. I wonder if that's going to be a unique event where it's going to be a one-time ordeal, or maybe they're going to have a couple nights, but basically it's going to be a one and done situation. What could we see out of the 70 years of favorites?
So Abby and I actually did a video on this topic in particular. It is going to be released pretty soon on Hollow Gelato. That particular event, because we were trying to figure out what it meant, they kind of throw in the theme for the 70th anniversary, so that's why they did 70. Yeah. And Abby and I got a lot of surveys after we did these events, because we did Sweethearts Night last year, we did 90s Night, we did Star Wars Night, and we got these surveys after we attended, and they were asking, like, what was your favorite part of this? What was your favorite part of that? What would you like to see? So I feel like they took all those surveys, put up all the data, and picked whatever highest percentage of what the guests pick. So basically with this event in particular is what the guests picked. And that's why it's kind of like a mashup of all things returning from past moments in Disneyland. Like Flick is returning, which Haunted Mermaid 13 had mentioned. Flick will be returning for this event. Mother and Father from Carousel of Progress is going to do a meet and greet. They're also doing there was a couple other things on there too that the new president of Disneyland like hinted with I think it was like a Instagram post or something. So we're actually excited to possibly try this. Hopefully that we can nab tickets. It's only for 2 days. It's March 3rd and 5th. So we're going to try to, yeah.
Okay. So
that's right. We can't do the 5th. That's right. So we got to do the 3rd. Yeah, son of a gun. So we have to do the 3rd. See, I told you. It literally just hit me now when I said the dates in my mind. And then I saw you laugh and I thought, oh my God, it's our freaking dates. Yep. And I'm like, of course it's the one that they're not going to bring back.
Oh, of course.
They could have put freaking Star Wars in that one, but they have to save it for May the 4th. But okay, so we only have a one-shot deal. Okay, that would actually work out because our flight is in John Wayne. So we could just maybe get like there for the night and then just hightail it. So we only have a one shot. We only have March 3rd.
Okay, you know what? I promised my community some time ago that I really wanted to do D23 this year, but I'm like, after now seeing this and then trying to do Orlando for 2 weeks, and then I don't know if everyone knows, but I'm gonna say it here now. George really wanted me to do it, so I'm gonna be doing my very first ever Disney cruise on the Treasure in 2027. So I just want to point this out real quick. If you want to book a Disney vacation, contact George, because believe it or not, he's been absolutely incredible with the plans for Orlando, and now we're planning for the trip for the Disney Wish or Disney Treasure cruise ship in 27. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great one. I have not been on the Treasure yet, but it will be my at the time, unless I do one before, it'll be my 11th Disney cruise.
You're a cruiser.
And around the time, there might be some other things we might be adding on to that trip, depending on the time that we go in 2027. So a lot is to come of that, and definitely follow both of our channels, Theme Park Conductor and Hollow Gelato, for all the updates. And actually, when we go and do all these trips, it definitely makes good for content.
No, 100%, and I could not agree more. And I want to give a big shout out to our amazing guest, Hollow Gelato, the Disney Italiano, for taking some time out to be on Conductor Sunday live stream. Absolutely incredible time. And to to also clarify as well, I want to give a big shout out to him and his wife Abby, who have been close, dear friends for what seems like forever, and it hasn't even been forever, but it feels like forever. And the fact that you guys have reached 25,000 subscribers on YouTube on Hollow Gelato, congratulations on that. I could not be more happier to see that. And then I wanted to give a big shout out to our amazing guest today in the chat that sent a super chat, or sent me a super chat, Abby, George's wife, Mam Lizelle, Remy D, and shout out to, I'm sorry, I want to get his name accurate because I don't like butchering names, Hidden Geek Village, for gifting 5 theme park conductor memberships, which I have every intention of adding more content to the membership. So I want to give a big shout out to them. I want to give a big shout out also to all the people that joined today on this live stream on this wonderful Sunday. You guys are all amazing. I love the support, the comments, everything. I love answering them. I love having guests interact with people watching, whether it's on YouTube or X. So thank you for that. And before I let our guest, say his spiel about where you can find him on social media, I do want to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday. And I cannot wait to have George back on after Thanksgiving, obviously before Christmas, because I'm going to be hanging out with him in early December. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I got to watch him. He's sneaky. So I do got to watch that. But George, where can everyone find you on social media?
Absolutely. And again, Conductor, thank you so much for having me on your Conductor Sunday Live. It's always a great time. Anytime that I have the opportunity to come on, I would love to. And you're always welcome on Hollow Gelato as well. And as Conductor had mentioned, folks, yeah, Abby and I just hit 25,000 subscribers on Hollow Gelato. We will actually be doing our 25K subscriber live event probably sometime within the next week. I know, like, with all the holidays and everything, you guys are going to be busy. So we're going to try to make it at a time where, it's convenient for everybody. And also, too, we will be doing some unboxing of items on that live. And we possibly may have some giveaways. So definitely follow us on Instagram on Hollow Gelato and Hollow Gelato on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get all the news. We crank out a lot of content daily. So, I mean, there's always something new. And of course, Abby says 2 straws in 1 cup. That's going to be our new thing. Yeah. And then to everybody in the chat today that joined us, Haunted Mermaid 13, Adrian, Giant Peter Adventures, Remy D, Abby, Mademoiselle. I know there's a lot of other people that joined. 7H, John. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. I do apologize. But everybody that joined us, we greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And again, as I said, yeah, I'm George, the Disney Italiano from Hollow Gelato. So definitely come on over and check us out as well. Absolutely. And also of what Conductor said, everyone have a very safe, happy, healthy, peaceful Thanksgiving. Safe travels if you're traveling for family, or if your family is traveling to you, safe travels to them. And yeah, that's I do have to say Thanksgiving is very near and dear to my heart because I actually was conceived on Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so apparently they were stuffing more than just the turkey.
So, yeah, apparently, but that's a members only video for that.
Of course. I had to end this with some sort of an Italiano flair.
Well, of course. You wouldn't be the unique Italiano if you didn't. So believe me, I get it. I 100% get it. But like George says, I'm Theme Park Conductor, your host for Conductor Sunday live stream. Thank you guys so very much for all the super chats, everyone joining in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe to Theme Park Conductor on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram at theme_park_conductor. You can find me on X at Theme Conductor. You can also find me on TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1. And you can find me here on Conductor Sunday live stream every Sunday at either 5 or 7 p.m. or sometimes off times, but I usually try to let you guys know, where we talk everything about Universal, Disney, everything going on in the parks per construction, the holiday season with Christmas, if we're not enduring rain like we did the first day of Festival of Holidays, which was very unique and interesting. And so many other things that we talk about. And the countdown is beginning for the Walt Disney World trip, my very first time to Orlando for the theme parks. I'm so excited. I cannot be joined by a better friend and a fellow content creator to experience that. So I cannot wait. And with that new night that Disney announced, we're going to have to hit that on March 3rd. That's going to be our next agenda.
Guys, it's going to have to be. I'm so glad literally you had me say that out loud, because I'm saying like, oh yeah, we got 2 days to try to get it. It's March 3rd and March 5th. And after I said it out loud, I'm like, okay, yep, just March 3rd.
Exactly, March 3rd. So that is going to be a trivial situation, because by far this is a brand new event. It's not coming back. It's a one and done deal, only for 2 days. So it's going to be tricky to get tickets, but me and George are determined. So we're going to do it. We're going to try our best.
And you're an Inspire key holder, right?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Because we get the first dibs on those tickets December 9th.
9th. Perfect.
Yep.
Hey, that works for me, because when I look at my calendar, that works out perfect. So,
Perfect.
But everyone, again, have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I will see you guys next Sunday on Conductor Sunday Livestream.